Hey, Radiant Mama. Before we dive into today's episode, I have something extra special to share with you. If you're an entrepreneur who is craving connection, support, and real opportunities to grow your business, this is for you. I want to personally invite you to the Mama Means Business Networking and Mastermind event, a monthly virtual gathering designed to bring ambitious, passionate, purpose-driven mompreneurs together. This isn't just another Zoom call. This is where community meets opportunity. Imagine being surrounded by women who get what it's like to juggle motherhood and entrepreneurship, who see your vision and who are there to cheer you on, share resources, and help you shine. You'll walk away from each event with fresh inspiration, new genuine connections, a chance to promote your business, expert insight, and coaching moments, all in a safe space where you're seen, supported, and celebrated. This is how we rise and thrive together. Spots are limited to keep things intentional and impactful. So grab yours now using the link in the show notes. It's only $5 to reserve your seat, and it could be the best $5 you spent on your business and yourself. Better yet, invite a fellow mompreneur to join you and double the magic because, Mama, you're never meant to do this alone. Now, let's get into this episode.
You want to be surrounded by your family and loved and supported by your family, but they're not the ones that are
Yes.
going to get you in those rooms and get you those connections and get you those opportunities that are going to make your business explode exponentially and grow it to where you want to grow it with ease and grace and time and space. The more people you're surrounded with and connections you have to the people you need to know to get there, the easier and more graceful it is than doing all the hustle grind stuff that's out there.
Welcome to Radiant Mom Rising. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted. I'm your host, Mary Dibble, and in each episode, we dive into amazing stories, insights, and conversations that help moms like you chase your dreams and embrace your worth. Let's rise and shine together. Hey mamas, it's Mary Dibble and welcome back to Radiant Mom Rising. If you've ever felt like you were starting from scratch or even rebuilding from rock bottom, this episode is exactly what you need. I'm joined today by Sophie Zollmann, the founder of FMD Strategic Partners, who went from being a stay-at-home mom looking for remote work to becoming a successful business owner and marketing expert. Her story is honest, gritty, and full of practical gems because Sophie's been through the highs and the lows. She talks about losing her business, finding her way back, and building something better and stronger than before. We're diving into why strategy matters, how AI can save you time, and why being surrounded by the right people is everything. Let's get into it because this one is fire from every mom ready to build a business that works for her, not against her. Welcome back. Today I am joined with Sophie. Sophie, thanks so much for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I love chatting about life, business, all the things.
I know, I hear you. I'm excited. So why don't we get started? Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So I am Sophie Zollmann. I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I am the owner and founder of FMD Strategic Partners. We take the guesswork out of digital marketing to get real results for 7 and 8 figure service providers. We are a marketing department, a fractional marketing department, different from an agency. We can go into that detail later, but I love to put that out there because people are like, well, you're just a marketing company. No, we're not. We're a little bit different. So I'm also an 80s pop Stevie Nicks witchy woo woo woman. I'm a Harry Potter nerd. I am now a part-time professional poker player and a beach lover and a grandma of a 3.5-year-old rambunctious and energetic little boy.
Oh, I have a 3-year-old son and he's very rambunctious too. I love it though. I wouldn't have it any other way. So, well,
Yes, and I get to babysit him this weekend, and so Mimi's going to be wore out Sunday night.
oh, I bet you are. Yeah, I love it. And they love their time with their, yeah, well, we call her Gma, but that is awesome. And I'm a Harry Potter fan as well. I love J.K. Rowling's. Like, she's great. And I just love the books. I read all the books growing up, watched the movies. So, yeah, huge fan. So, yeah, I'd love to learn more about you and your journey, what you've gone through in your life on your journey as a mom and now a business owner, how that all escalated in your life?
Yeah, so it's my kids are grown and I'm an empty nester and I have a grandson. So this all started over 20 years ago when my daughter, who is my youngest, was about 2 years old. We were living in Virginia at the time, actually, the rare time we weren't somewhere in Tennessee, and I needed to work to make money. But all my job experience would only get me a job that would pay for daycare, and that just doesn't accomplish anything when you need to help pay the family bills. My husband's job was not enough, and I needed to contribute to the household. So I jumped online and looked for, freelance work, things like that. And I got the first remote job, out there, but long before the pandemic, and but long before that was a thing to have a remote job and work from home. And I was working as a virtual customer service rep for an e-commerce company out of New York. And I worked with a guy for a little over 4 years and ended up running his company more or less, grew it to $500,000 a year. And I was doing it for a whopping $12 an hour.
Ooh.
So, needless to say, I was a bit burnt, a bit fried. I was like not doing this anymore. So, I actually took a break to become a stay-at-home mom again for a short while. But then, home ownership is both joyful and a nightmare. Things start to break and all those things. So, a bunch of things started to break. We had to fix things in the house. So, I had to go back to work. Knew I did not want to do the e-commerce thing. So I went and found a remote transcription job, and that's where I found the people I work for today, the inspiration to put myself back out there, and still as a freelancer, but as a virtual assistant with more skill sets and definitely knowing my value and the going rates for a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
And so after I was transcribing the teleseminars of the online entrepreneurs, the course creators, the business owners that were doing everything online. And I was like, ooh, I love these people. I want to work for these people. So I quit the transcription thing and launched myself on the internet, and then, Facebook and Twitter as a virtual assistant, and networked the heck out of it, and ended up 6 months later meeting other virtual assistants who were hiring me as a subcontractor. And I went, oh my goodness, this is real. I got to start a business. I got to have all that legal business minutia figured out so that this can all work for everybody and nobody gets in trouble, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's when my company was born, and that's October of 2009. And it has grown, evolved, changed, totally lost it all in 2019 and started over with a digital marketing agency that has then grown and evolved into what we are today, the fractional marketing department company that I now have.
Wow, what a journey. And I mean, you've really been through it all to go through a pace, like to go through the different experiences that led you down to finally realizing, wait a minute, I need to do this for myself, to actually taking that action and creating it and even losing it and starting over. Oh, I'd be interested in learning more about that experience because I think that is something that's truly scary for so many people is the idea that you've come this far and then to just stop and feel like you have to start over again. What would you speak on as far as what you can recall, some of the challenges, but also what made you move forward anyways?
Well, so, by 2018, I was a certified social media manager, a certified online business manager, and I was offering operational work and social media work. And I had a longtime client offer me more or less an exclusive role with them and at a six-figure paycheck so that I could finally say, I made it to six figures. And I was like, oh, yeah, baby, six figures. I'm there. I'm taking this deal. I let go of my other clients and I focused on them 100% from the beginning of 2018 until the end of 2018 when I realized, you know what? A singular client is actually not all that. It got boring again because I didn't have all that variety going on.
Yeah.
And I realized the six figures I was making with them, that was all it was going to be. And I wanted more.
Yeah.
I wanted multiple six figures. I wanted to get, I wanted to strive for seven figures. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting there with one client. As
Yeah.
good as they are and as good as I am, it's never going to be a seven-figure paycheck. So I quietly launched a digital marketing agency wing of the business because, marketing was my other passion. And I knew I could have an agency with other people doing the work and still work for this client. Well, lo and behold, just a few weeks later in January of 2019, they let me go.
Wow.
They let me go, and I literally lost it all because I didn't have any new clients in the digital marketing agency yet because I literally launched it weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
And oh my God, there I am, January 2019, lost it all. I'm devastated and, freaking out and all the things. But the great thing about where I was is I had a coach and mentor. I have a very supportive and loving husband. And and everybody but me could see that that was a really good thing.
Yeah.
I'm devastated going, I've lost it all. What the hell am I going to do? I got to start all over with no money, no nothing. What am I going to do? And my husband, my coach, and the assistant coach that worked with me, when I told them what happened, they all looked at me and said, good.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like,
Wow.
excuse me?
Wow.
What
Wow.
did you just say? And my husband, who's, seen me in the thick of it, because it was a work from home job,
Yeah.
he was like, honey, they were killing you. You were working too much. You were always stressed out, this, that, and the other. He goes, that needed it to come to an end. You just, you were so caught up in the money and, all the things that you couldn't see through the forest of your stress, your, the lack of family time, all the things I mean, that was it. That was the focus. That was all I could do.
Yeah.
And, and my coach was like, you know what? He was like, it's good because, you've been talking about wanting to do more. Well, guess what? Now you can, because now you're free of that massive commitment that was holding you back from doing anything else, especially what you loved. So, this is actually a good thing. And right before I got fired, I had bought a VIP day with my coach, a 5-figure VIP day
Ooh.
that was not paid in full.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So double whammy here. I'm like, oh my God. And my husband's like, all right, let's look at your numbers. Let's look at the books. Let's see what we can, do and figure out how much money you need to give it another shot for 6 months if you even want to give it a shot. He goes, you don't have to keep doing this. We're in a place where if you don't want to work, you don't have to work. Or if you don't want to do this, you want to do something else. This is your opportunity to do whatever you damn well please. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Oh my God. He believes in me so much that he's willing for us to put our personal money into my business, to invest in my business, to get it going again, to see if I can and if I want to. And I knew I was not done. I knew I didn't want to just be, because by then my kids were grown and gone for the most part. I mean, my daughter was just graduated from high school, but still, and off to college, but more or less, and I didn't have the little ones at home. We
Yeah.
had built up our financials a whole lot in all that
Yes.
time. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not done. I love what I do. I love doing this and I love the marketing piece. And I just launched the agency. And I've got the coach to help me figure it all out. So we figured out what it would take. We invested in my company to give me a 6-month runway. I went to my VIP day with my coach and his team, reworked the business, reworked the messaging, the offers, the pricing, the whole 9 yards to
Wow.
set me up for success. And in 15 months, I was grown right back up to the 6-figure mark. And over the next few years, I hit multiple 6 figures, several years in a row.
Wow.
And I have been continuing to strive toward 7 figures since then. And in all of this, all the changes, all the things I've done, the other lesson I've learned is ease and grace, time and space. Hustle grind does not cut it.
Yeah.
You lose your focus, you lose your family, you lose your mind, you lose your health.
You lose yourself.
And you
Yeah.
lose yourself, and you didn't start your business. I didn't start my business to be balls to the wall, business, business,
Yeah.
business. Started it so I could have family time, so I could have a life, so I could do the things I like to do.
Hmm.
And I just kept getting lost in that hustle grind culture. And I finally said enough is enough a few years ago. And now, I mean, even last year, my final, not my final, my next evolution, my next pivot, I had to cut out a lot of old non-ideal clients to make this pivot into full focused marketing, fractional marketing department with the two offers that we have and what we're doing now. I had to clean the slate.
Yeah.
I had to, and I have two clients left because they're marketing clients, because one of them is in the new marketing strategy, marketing department offer. The other one is just a longtime client who's always done marketing with me, and I just let her go. I just keep her on. And but it's opened me up to be able to make the pivot, to
Yeah.
get clear on our vision, our mission, our culture, our values, and to even by the end of last year realize that the new direction means a new name. Because up until January of 2025, just last month, I was Sophie Zone Next Level Business Support, but that no longer fit what I was doing,
Yeah.
because that name was for me trying to be jack of all trades with operations and marketing and virtual assistants and all the things. And now that I was so laser focused, the
Yeah.
name of the company had to change. I had to rebrand the logo. And so, and it all became clear because I had that space to really play with it, to implement it, to do it and go, oh, okay, we did this for this guy, what can we do better, what didn't go as well, what could go better, and really fine tune everything and get really super clear on the vision and everything. And so, in January I relaunched as FMD Strategic Partners, simple marketing, exceptional results. And I have the space to be 100% behind it, committed, or as I'm saying this year, I'm ready to go big or go home. That's it.
Ah, that is amazing, Sophie. I'm excited for you to see this new vision of yours come to fruition as it is, and it's going to grow and grow and grow because you are so committed. And I think that's exactly what you said earlier about the ease and grace is so powerful and something I personally am happy to hear because it's what I'm choosing for myself and believing regardless of where I'm at. Because you're right. I didn't make this decision just because I wanted to work all hours of the day or, hustle and bustle. I wanted to have a chance to be part of my family's life, to have more time with them, to be financially free, and to also really make a difference. I am so tired of working for other people and doing things that doesn't fulfill me, that is against my values. It's not aligned with who I am, or is like you say, killing you. Like when you work for other people, man, I mean, especially when you're not paid very well, they love to overwork you, don't they? So
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
100%.
So you're
There's so many
yeah,
that take advantage.
yeah,
I mean, there are great
abundance.
bosses and companies
Yeah.
out there, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot that aren't. Even
Hmm.
post-pandemic, there are companies out there that didn't learn any lessons
Yeah.
from what we went through and what people are feeling and wanting to do when now that we're out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
forcing people to go back to work in the office after, a couple of years of working from home, figuring out and getting it done. It's like, why would I want to go back into the office?
I know. And the
I
fact that
love
you,
working from home. I do my job just
that's fine.
fine.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry you have a building to pay a lease on,
That's
but
but
it's
hey,
not my
maybe
problem.
yeah, well, maybe hell, if they think about it, they might save themselves so much money in the company if they didn't have to worry about leasing that anymore, you know, and
Right,
whenever that
right.
term comes, but yeah, it is hard. And I'm very blessed. Like I was very blessed to get an at-home job right before the pandemic hit. And I think God was just moving in my life in the way he does. And he really did open that door because we had a newborn and I just couldn't keep going back to the office. Like you say, when you're not making enough, when what you would be making practically pays for daycare, it's not really worth it. But I still also wanted to provide. So I was given this opportunity. And from having that at-home job, it's allowed me to have the freedom to work on the side and build up my own business and to even start my own podcast like this, which is so cool. I never thought of the possibilities. And this is why I love sharing stories like this because it is proving that it is so possible in different ways. Like everyone has different journeys, but when you just really trust your instincts and just keep going and just, yeah, it's messy in the beginning. Yeah, it's there's so much uncertainty of where things will go, and sometimes things don't work out like you want them to or as soon as you want them to, but it doesn't mean that you're not meant for this, that your voice doesn't matter, that what you're doing, your vision isn't meant to come true. It's just a matter of when will it come true. And so I love to help inspire people to keep them going in those times of like, when they feel that doubt or that fear, creeping in. So I love that your story. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
It's very inspiring and helps. And I would love for you to also speak, I do a lot of my audience are moms who are in business. So if there's someone who's like in that early stage of business, as maybe, for instance, I'm not an expert in marketing. I don't have a marketing degree, and I hear that a lot. It's like, well, I don't have a background in marketing, but I also maybe they can't afford to hire on a team to help them. Is there any piece of advice that you would really offer them that would help them to just get going in that right direction where they can eventually hire a team?
They need, the biggest thing, especially today in today's online world, strategy is key. And even if you can't hire a strategist or work with a strategist or work with a company like mine that starts with the assessment that develops the strategy and the plan that we then implement, you have to have a strategy because a strategy puts you in the right places, talking to the right people in the way that they're going to hear you above all the noise and get interested in you to want to talk to you, to learn more, to hire you or buy your product, whatever it is. Because when you have a very defined strategy that governs your monthly marketing plan, which creates plans and initiatives that are measurable. Because my thing is, don't throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. You have to have a strategy and a plan that measures what you're doing so that you figure out what works and you can maximize what works. And that keeps your marketing focused and streamlined and even gets to the point where it's systematic. It's not robotic,
Yeah.
but it's systematic so that it's easy for you to manage until you get to that point where you can start building a team or hire an entire department like us to just take it all off your plate and run with it and help you scale even faster, more sustainably without killing yourself doing it because you've got the department, the strategy, and the plan to do it. So, even though you're on your own, don't just do marketing willy nilly. Do your homework. And let me tell you, the AI tools that are out now that help you research and
Yeah.
help you do things like that can be very advantageous to the startup, the new person in the first few years of business that hasn't made six figures yet or hasn't made, mid six figures. The if you really learn how to work with an AI tool, it can create a strategy for you. It can create a monthly marketing plan for you and tell you what to measure, how to measure it, and the tools. I mean, you can literally get yourself started on AI
Yes.
to get going to start making that money to then work on getting, because once you get to a certain point, it just makes sense to have, a
Yeah.
team, a department
Yes.
to do the
Yes.
work because then the humans who are experts at it are combining their brilliance
Yes.
with AI, with each other, locked together, all together for your company to do the best, to stay on top of trends, to make sure they're trends that are worthwhile for you. They can catch things before your competitors do and get you out there, out the gate on something new before everybody else does it because you've got all that expertise and the combination of human and AI and everything combined in one place that is your strategic partner that is there to make it work for you and help you get those results
Yeah.
and help you grow so that you can follow your passion. You can have that impact. You can help more people, serve more people, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and have that life that you desire too. To be able to go on vacation for weeks at a time and not worry about where the next sale is coming from because the marketing team and your sales team have it all dialed in and you can make tens of thousands of dollars while you're on vacation because
Yeah.
it's still running without you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such I know such a big goal and vision for so many moms out there who are, thinking about starting their own business, maybe in the early stages of their business. So I love hearing that. And I believe very much, I'm actually super grateful for the AI tool. I know there's some people out there who are hesitant about it, but really especially for busy moms, like as moms, we have enough on our plates. We have a lot going on. And then if you are a solopreneur, and you're just starting off and you're not there yet, like you have to really get yourself out there, grow. It is a great tool, like you say, to really learn and also help save you time. Definitely help you save time. So that's something I definitely love teaching people and helping them through because it's amazing. It truly is. And it really will help people to get grounded, to get clarity, to, like I said, just get things done that would take normally hours within like minutes. So I think that that's wonderful advice. I appreciate that so much. And yeah, I would love to know too, like your experience as an entrepreneur, how do you feel like that's impacted your children?
Well, my daughter actually worked for me for a couple of years, and it allowed her to see what it's like to work from home, to work, we were doing mostly marketing, but we were doing operations and marketing back then. And it gave her an opportunity to get out of the job world that was just not very, she wasn't really thrilled with the jobs she was getting. The pandemic spoiled a lot of her career plans. And by the time it was over and she could pursue them, she's like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. And I don't know what I want to do. So she got an opportunity to work for me, to make money, to learn new skills, and have time to figure out what it is she wants to do. But my children, I mean, my son would love to start his own company. I mean, he has a W-2 job, but seeing me create a business and then evolve it and grow it and lose it and start over and evolve it and grow it and all the things, he sees what it takes, and it inspires him to do it when he can. He's got a family to raise and all those things right now, and he's the main the breadwinner. So he's staying in his job, but it gives him inspiration to figure
Yeah.
out what he wants to do when he's ready to do it, and
Mm-hmm.
plan to do it, as a side hustle, and then get it going, and then say goodbye to his job and make it his thing.
Thing.
They got to see what it's like to be a business owner, to be your own boss, and to really wait for that thing you want to do, to figure it out. You work and you make money while you're figuring out what you want to do, and then you go for it. And I had the luxury of just being able to go for it because my husband's job,
Yeah.
today especially, is more than enough for us to live, especially with the kids out on their own. But but now we can strive toward wealth building and income generation for our future retirement. I am in my late 50s, and soon I'll be retiring. And but I this, as I grow my business and get it to a team managed level,
Yeah.
I can still be the CEO and be retired
Yeah.
and still generating the revenue for my company, and also still playing poker and generating money there, because that will probably, unless I become senile or something like that, I probably won't stop playing poker ever, because it's just so much fun,
Mm.
and it keeps you mentally
Yes.
challenged, because when you take it seriously and do it for a job instead of a recreational thing, it's a whole different world. You have to think strategy. You have to look at the odds. You have to read the players and use your intuition. And I mean, and it's so all encompassing, and it'll keep me rich and
Yes.
alive, and rich meaning both rich in money and rich,
Mentally, yeah.
mentally and physically
Yeah.
and all those
Exactly.
things. So, so that would, that's like that's my side hustle that will become my main hustle in time. But we're also, looking at other, when you elevate yourself in your business and you make more money and you do more things, and you're supporting yourself with people in your life, not just family, but
Yeah.
coaches, mentors, mastermind groups, other online communities or in-person communities, the more you grow yourself, the more you up level your business, the higher and bigger the rooms are that you get into, meaning you may be making six figures now and you're kind of in the six figure, rooms, but you want to get to that seven figure. You start looking for those seven figure rooms and you start playing around in them because you get up around them and you can aspire to be what they are,
Yeah.
not comparison
Nope.
and all of that stuff. It's
Yeah.
about be around the people who are where you want to be.
Yeah.
And the higher you get in your business, the more revenue you generate, the more you do, those other rooms begin to open up for you. And coaching programs, mentorship programs, online communities, whatever it is. For me personally, I have not gone very long without a coach or mentor in the 15 years I've been in business. And it is something, you've got to have that outside perspective. And it's got to be someone who is where you want to be, who has done what you've done, who understands you and your business and where you want to go with it. Because, there's a gazillion coaches out there now, and it really is hard to get cut through the noise to find the right one for you. But don't let that stop you, because everybody needs a coach or a mentor or a mastermind group that is going to support them in their goals and aspirations, and they all support each other.
Yeah.
And it opens up so many doors that wouldn't open up for you if you sit home alone in your business, surrounded by nothing but your family. Which, don't get me wrong, your
Yeah.
family's great. You want to
But
be surrounded by your family and loved and supported by your family, but they're not the ones that are
yes.
going to get you in those rooms and get you those connections and get you those opportunities that are going to make your business explode exponentially and grow it to where you want to grow it with ease and grace and time and space. The more people you're surrounded with and connections you have to the people you need to know to get there, the easier and more graceful it is than doing all the hustle grind stuff that's out there.
Oh, yeah, I am so for community. I believe that that's what we should all be doing is coming together and supporting one another and growing together. And I've always been told, and I see it like, when you find the mentors or the coaching, like, coaches need coaches. We all need that support. And if it wasn't for my accountability partners and the people that I've met within other programs or through different things that have really supported me and helped me, well, not just with accountability, but just being there to keep me going and motivated. And we do that for each other. I mean, it is truly the path, and I love it. And I'm grateful for it because you're right. There's so many people who talk about how lonely it is. As an entrepreneur, it's also really lonely being a mom because unless you have really close mom friends, and all of us do, you're just kind of at home with your kids all the time. So, a lot of people have trouble even having date nights with their husbands and things like that. So I love the blessings of internet and the fact that we get to connect like this and get to meet each other and get to really be there and help each other grow. I highly agree with what you're saying. And if anyone's listening, go out there and get connected. Get connected with a great mastermind. Those places are great. A community, a coach, someone that you feel that resonates with you for sure. Yeah. But oh yeah, yeah. But I really want to thank you for everything you're sharing and your perspective. And I love what you've grown in your company. And tell us a little bit about what that looks like when someone comes work with you. Like how does that exactly work in your business?
So, as a fractional marketing department,
Hmm.
we are the enterprise level marketing strategy, plans, and implementation at a fraction of the cost because we're not in house. You don't have to go through the hiring process, all the things, because the team and everybody that works for you is already hired and vetted by me. They're many years of experience. Many are certified in various aspects of marketing. Everybody has their zone of genius. You're not getting jack of all trades, doers that just do a bunch of work. And we have certified and we have directors of marketing that actually we do a full-blown assessment. That's the first stage, is the full-blown assessment that creates your custom strategy and monthly marketing plan that includes all the aspects of a well-rounded strategy. It's going to have your client avatars, your unique value proposition, a competitive analysis, and all the different aspects so that we can create a strategy that is built around what makes you stand out from your competition, and how and where you go to market yourself, because so many people, people are like, I got to be everywhere. No, you don't. If your ideal client is not on a platform, don't waste your breath. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money, don't waste your energy, because you're just talking to the wind, and that doesn't do anything for you. A complete strategy shows you where you need to go, where your people are, how to talk to them, how to speak to them in their language,
Yeah.
and stand out in the noise so that you get noticed, so that you can get leads, you can get clients, you can establish your authority, whatever your goals are in your business. Speakers and authors are looking to create thought leadership and buzz around them as a speaker and an author, because they want to speak, they want to sell more books, they want to, because a lot of times that combines with coaches and consultants, and it all fits together. And so there's different goals and objectives depending upon who you are, what you do, who you serve, and all those things. And if you don't really get that strategy done, everything else is moot. So we start there, and that's our first step of working with us. When we present that strategy and that monthly plan, we then price out what it costs to hire us on a monthly basis to implement that for you, month after month, with 90-day content plans and the measurables, the analytics, all the things that we're going to do to get your marketing going, to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. We're going to maximize what works, and we're going to either fix or get rid of what doesn't and try something else, because we are data driven behind our decisions. Now, that doesn't mean you don't get to be a visionary. That doesn't mean you're not creative, but the creativity combines with the data to get to the right places and be heard and seen. Because without those numbers behind your creative vision, behind your creative content, you're just throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks, and that's just not effective. So then we price that out, and then you can choose whether or not you move on with us, because you do get to take your strategy and your plan home with you to implement yourself if you're not ready to move forward with us for any reason. There's no obligation. It's an opportunity for you to get your strategy, your plan, and get it all done all in one place, and just get it off your plate, knowing it's going to be well done, and you're going to know if it's working or not, because we are doing the analytics, we are doing the reports. We're not
Yeah.
just doing all this social media and all this marketing, and you're wondering, well, what's going on?
Yes.
Is it
Yeah,
working?
I know. Well, I mean, it's so nice to, I mean, because, you know, there's people out there who don't even, that's just a part of it that they don't like. And so imagine if you had someone like you on taking care of that side for them, so that all they have to worry about is showing up
Mhm.
and being themselves. And a lot of coaches are looking for that. And speakers, that's what they want. They want to just be able to be like, I just want to show up and do my thing. I don't want to think about the sales and the marketing and all the little technical stuff. I see a lot of people who also get like very discouraged from the tech side of things.
Oh yeah.
So that breaks my heart, because I'm like, don't let that stop you. It seems foreign now, but just like let someone show you. I've actually thought about creating that kind of like videos for people to teach them how to, work through Zoom or work through your Calendly, because it's something sometimes simple as that will keep them from really moving forward. And I'm like, no, 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 like you got to find that way to just move past it. But it's so wonderful that you have created something that really takes that off of people, and they can delegate to. But yeah, it's wonderful. And anyone listening, it sounds like you would be someone fantastic to go and check out and work with. And tell us, where can they find you?
So they can find me at the website, which is fmdstrategicpartners.com. Of course, that's F as in fractional, M as in marketing, D as in department, strategicpartners.com. There's a free digital success session you can sign up for to have a call with me to learn more, to see if this is a fit. We also have a 10-step marketing strategy checklist that can, if you don't have a strategy, can help you figure out how to start getting one. If you do have a strategy already, it's a way to look at your strategy to see if you've got it all covered, if it needs refreshing, if it has problems. And of course, if you just want somebody else to do it, then you can book that call, or you can sign up for the marketing strategy offer, and get started in that way. And then of course I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, and I have a podcast that is hosted on the Word of Mom Radio Network. It's called Building Your Empire with Sophie Zoe. So, and you'll actually probably see it twice on like Spotify and Apple, because I originally was doing it on regular hosting for years. So it's kind of out there twice. You got to find the one that's the Word of Mom Radio Network, because that's the most up to date information. That's all the marketing focused podcast information that tells you more about what we do, who we are, tells you all about, different marketing aspects, gives you little tips and tricks to help you along the way until you're ready to jump into the whole fractional marketing department option that we have.
That's awesome and incredible. I mean, you really are building your empire, and it's wonderful to see. And I thought I read that you're an author, aren't you? A
Yes,
best,
yes, I am a
yeah,
four-time best-selling
selling.
author.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have four books out. They're all anthologies. The first one is Women Gone Wild, the Guide to Fearless Living, the Intuition Edition. I have a chapter in that telling my story of how listening and not listening to my intuition all these years in business and life have taught me in nice ways and not so nice ways to listen to it. And
Mhm.
then I did three summits that were turned into books. Every speaker had their talk made into a chapter of a book. One book is mastery, one book is leadership, and one book is up leveling your life. And they're all available on Amazon. I'll send you the links for those two in case anybody's interested in buying those books and reading those books. They're because they're anthologies, they're so amazing. You have 25 different perspectives on
Yeah,
the topic at hand. So, not every chapter may resonate with you, but you never know which ones will. And you
yeah.
can learn so much from a book that has 25 experts speaking on the same topic.
Absolutely. I agree. And we all need to just keep feeding ourselves that inspiration any chance we get, because that is what keeps us fuel going and keeps us going always. So I can't thank
Definitely.
you. I always open the floor as well before we end here for any final piece of advice that you'd like to share with the listeners today.
To sum it all up, basically is, don't do it alone. That is one of the main things I love to speak to, a mantra of sorts, because you need help, no matter what that help is. You shouldn't do it alone. Especially us women, we are like, we got to do it alone. We're going to show them we can do it. We're badass bitches. And it's like, you can be a badass bitch, but you just still don't do it alone. It takes a village, not just to raise your kids, not to have a family, but to have a business. It really does. Find support, because there's plenty of free information out there. There are people out there that will, pay it forward, as I call it. I pay it forward. Pick my brain for a little bit, not forever, but and hang out in those masterminds. Find those five people that you surround yourself with that are where you want to be, that can help you mastermind and grow your business and support you along the way, because doing it alone is so hard. It's so lonely, so frustrating. And that kind of approach holds you back
Yeah.
because of that mindset that comes with, God, I'm doing this all by myself. It's so hard and I'm so alone and I'm working 24/7. And, it's just not conducive to success. And if you really are passionate about what you do and you want to succeed at it, surround yourself with help, with cheerleaders who support you, with coaches and mentors. There's always enough out there to find, no matter what your affordability level is. You can always find someone and something to help you along so that you're not doing it alone.
Ah, be, couldn't agree more. Love the advice and hope this really helps someone listening today that maybe you've been feeling discouraged, maybe you've been feeling like, what's the point, or scared to even get started, because it's overwhelming to think about all the things that come along with it. But there you go. I mean, go find people that will support you, help you through it, and just take one step at a time, just one foot forward. And I promise things will unfold. It will come together. You will figure it out. You will find your way. It's all about just doing it anyways, regardless of it being messy, regardless of what you do or don't know. Just take what you know, work with it, and open yourself, like you say, to the help. Oh, such great everything. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. So truly for being on the show, for sharing everything that you have. Thank you so much for being part of this, Sophie.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's been great fun. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Here are the key takeaways from today's episode. You can rebuild no matter how far you've fallen. It's never too late to rise again and create something even better. You don't have to figure it all out alone. Having the right strategy and community can make all the difference in your business success. You can use AI tools to save time and energy, freeing up space for what matters most in your life and work. You are allowed to pivot. Your first idea does not have to be your final destination. You can structure your business to support your lifestyle. Flexibility and freedom are possible with the right systems in place. You are not behind. Starting over or starting slow is still progress. And you're leading by example. Your resilience and commitment show your kids how to keep going even when life gets hard. Be sure to connect with Sophie by visiting her at sophiezio.com today. If today's episode inspired you or made you think of a fellow mom who needs to hear it, don't keep it to yourself. Go ahead and share it with a friend and leave a quick review. It truly means the world and helps more moms find this show. And if you're a mom running a business or dreaming of starting one, make sure you follow me on Eventbrite so you don't miss our upcoming Mama Means Business networking events. It's your space to connect with like-minded moms, expand your network, discover fresh opportunities, and get the encouragement you need to flourish both in business and in life. I'd love to see you there. Before you go, I want to personally invite you into something special. I'm opening up just a few one-on-one coaching spots for moms who are truly ready to rise. If you're done shrinking yourself, tired of feeling stuck, or sick of watching your dreams collect dust while you take care of everyone else, this is your time. This is for the mom who knows there's more waiting for her, the one ready to reclaim her confidence, take bold action, and create a life that lights her up. Together, we'll design a personalized plan and walk through it step by step with heart, strategy, and support so that you can create real, lasting transformation. If you're ready to step into the next level version of you, head on over to marydibblecoaching.com and grab a free consultation call. Let's figure out what's been keeping you stuck and carve a powerful path forward. Thanks for listening. Until next time, much love.